Okay, hello there. Now, if you're watching this video, then you are hopefully going to help me out. I am making this. With my dad and I, we are working on making this. The stand here from Portal. I bought the Portal gun itself from the NECA website. I have the proper replica. And I didn't buy that thing right there because we're going to be making it turn. We're going to be making... we're going to be putting a motor in there. I'm going to be putting a Raspberry Pi in there as well as an Arduino. I have a little monitor that's about that size so that I can be using it for an arrow. And we need to have a control thing, the Arduino, so the Raspberry Pi is going to be used for speakers, and like a little servo at the trigger back there in order to pull it, blah blah blah, some various cool stuff. Now, here's where I need your assistance from, Internet. My dad and I have been racking our brains, and while we figured out some things about it, such as how that blue thing right there can be made out of... You know what? Let me turn that down more. How that blue thing there can be made out of acrylic. You can get acrylic rods and then put them in the oven. And if we do it right, we'll be able to bend them properly just so that they'll be able to get that shape. It'll be tricky, but theoretically we can do it. You might notice how I'm wearing how I have the crossbow right now. That's simply I just put in the code for it just so that I can do a zoom in on that. That's all it's for. It's nothing special. But here's the thing. Take a look at what happens when you walk toward the device. See that right there? It unlocks and it goes inside of that tube. Now, here's the challenge that I have. How do we do that? How do we do that? I mean, look at it. It's such a perfect fit. Although, interestingly, if you look in the model... I'm sorry. Sorry. In the model here, it actually sticks up a little bit in the ones that are in the front, you see? And it's sunken in a little bit in the back, saying to me that at least in the computer model that they made, this thing right here, the actual, I can't remember, the actual prop for it, that those blue semicircles are the same size. Now, I'm not so anal that it has to be absolutely perfect. They can both stick up a bit over it, and that'll be fine with me. But the main idea is, how can we do that? Now, maybe we could have it so that it's two, so that it separates there and there in the middle, but I prefer not to do that. If anything, we were thinking that if we can't figure out how to do it the way that it is legitimately here in the game, that we basically have it so that like this side here would basically fold out. Now, that is much more doable. Now, we were thinking of a whole lot of various ways to do this. Anything from just a little motor in here with carving grooves into the side of it on the inside, which would be a pain, but you'd have to have the grooves be very exact, and then like a tiny little micro motor right there. To treads that kind of pull it and push it back and forth, to air pressure that blasts it back and forth, but I don't know how to do it. I'm not an engineer, and that is not my area of expertise. If I was like, you know, if we had Mythbusters on our to help us out, maybe we could do it. But so basically, you have this entire space in there to do it. Imagine that any and all of this that you see can be hollow, and anything and any wires and anything for power, data transfer, anything can be put in there. But how do we do it? I'm asking you, Internet, if you, my dad and I are just about at the end of our rope in terms of what we know how to do here. And so we're just going to move on to another part of the build and come back to that later. But if you have any ideas whatsoever, let me know. Thanks a lot. Ah, neat, look at that. Didn't know I could do that. Neat. Okay. Thanks for watching.